Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Top 21 Opportunities for 2021. My name is Natasha. I am with Clé Employment Services, and we are an employment center. We are here to help for your next career move. If you're looking for a job, if you're an employer and you need help finding workers, we are always here to help. Or if you even just have questions, reach out to us. Our phone number is 705-549-5227, and our email address is cre@lacle.ca. And Lacle is spelled Lacle. It's all at the end as well. So you'll get all that information as well. So I'm just going to share my screen and get started. Okay. So 2020 has left many Canadians unsure about their future. Whether it be that you lost your job due to COVID or you're slowly seeing your sector fade because of lack of demand, deciding to make that change and transitioning into something new can be something quite daunting. To help figure out your next step in your career, we've put a list together of the top 21 opportunities for 2021. These are the top possible opportunities to focus your next career move on. These jobs have been the most in demand since the pandemic started and most likely to stick around once it's gone too. Because let's be honest, like COVID has changed our lives completely. So it just goes hand in hand with the job market changing, right? Some jobs are just non essential anymore, some jobs are more essential. So we are seeing a lot of shift in that sense where a lot of essential jobs are definitely more in demand. So before we get started, I just want to reiterate that in any of these jobs, they're not really in order. So it's not a countdown. It's not, the number one top job or anything like that. It's just the top 21 jobs that we have seen the most demand for. And keep in mind, these are very job specific. So it'll be like for example, the first one is registered nurse. So that's one job specifically. But keep in mind that that whole sector is in demand. So with any of these jobs, they're very job specific, but the whole sector is in demand. So keep that in mind as I'm going through them. So what it's going to be is it's going to be a job, and then the description, kind of like a little bit of an idea of what that job is. And then we're also going to cover the median hourly wage, so what they make on average per hour, and what typical entry level education you need for that specific job or that sector, right? Okay. So the first one is registered nurse. So there are two major factors that are driving the demand for registered nurses. The first is baby boomers are reaching a retirement age. And I mean, I think this is driving the demand just in general, because roughly half of the RN workforce is 42 to 65 years old, and most of the RNs retire before the age of 65. So you can understand the need for RNs in that way as well. The second major factor that's driving nursing demand is overall aging population. Again, like baby boomers and up. So seniors and elderly people are typically having higher health care needs. Um, so as baby boomers continue to age, it's expected that the demand for medical care will grow, resulting in new jobs. So the province of Ontario is saying that they're going to face about 10,000 vacancies for nursing positions. And nurses are also super important in rural towns and remote communities because they often take on the role as primary care provider. So, to become an RN, you need a bachelor's degree and registration with a provincial or territorial regulatory authority. And on average, they make about 37.60 an hour. Next, we have truck drivers. So, the Canadian economy relies really on truck drivers, and not enough young adults are entering the trucking industry to fill the gap from retiring workers. So roughly half of the truck driving workforce is between the age of 46 and 65. Again, like same thing with the registered nurses, right? It's almost half of them are in that like baby boomer category. So many workers will be retiring in the coming decades. Truck drivers is near the top of the list for careers in demand in BC, especially. Work BC predicts that the province could have about 13,000 truck driver job openings from 2019 to 2029, and that's just in one province. So it's super important to think that like most of the truck driving jobs, they're the most important jobs in Canada because without truck drivers, there's no food, there's no clothing, there's no resources, anything like that. And a lot of rural communities and like anything of that aspect, they rely solely on truck drivers to get them medication, again, food, clothing, anything that you can think of. These truck drivers have to bring in specifically for that town. So they're super, super, super important. So to be a truck driver, you need the completion of truck driver training. Plus, you must also obtain the appropriate licensing and endorsements. And they make on average about 21.67 an hour. So, college or vocational instructor. So, this is one of the careers in demand thanks to, in large part, growing retirement rates again. So during the 2017 to 2026 period, the country could be short almost 3,500 instructors, and that number could even grow depending on how much the federal and provincial government continue to add to the post-secondary system. This is a great opportunity because you could really teach anything from beauty to criminal justice to culinary arts to design. So it's very wide open to what you could bring to the table. And you'll find that the educational and experience requirements to be a teacher will vary greatly depending on the work setting. So this depends. I mean, like you can go into a private college and will only need like experience and stuff like that, whereas universities you'll need more training. So it ranges from like diploma combined with related industry experience to a master's degree, and on average they'll make about 37.93 an hour. Business management consultant. So in an expanding global market that's becoming increasingly competitive, it's more important than ever to have a business that's lean and productive. So to achieve that, businesses often hire management consultants to help them. It's expected to increase the demand for yeah, sorry. Due to an expected increase in demand for professional consulting services, combined with with workers retiring and transitioning to other positions, management consulting is one of the top jobs in Canada. So, management consultants can also benefit from having training in areas like technology, travel, tourism, and hospitality, depending on the areas which they want to specialize in. So, a lot of businesses are preparing to they need to be lean, they need to make sure that they have their costs are effective, they need to make sure that they are not spending in places that they do not need to spend in. So a business management consultant is super, super important because they help businesses kind of trim the fat and see where they can improve in certain areas. So the typical level entry education for a business consultant is business related diploma or bachelor's degree combined with relevant industry experience, and on average they'll make about 36.55 an hour. Welder. So, welding is one of the top jobs in demand, largely due to new growth. So, due to ongoing advancement in the manufacturing sectors, welders with high level skills are likely to enjoy better job opportunities. So, welders who possess fitting skills and can read plans and blueprints are expected to be in the highest demand. So, a lot of businesses are growing. Like machines, stuff like that. So welders are super, super in demand for those sectors. So to be a welder, you need the completion of vocational training or an apprenticeship program. Trade certificate may also be required, and on average, they make about $25 an hour. Occupational or physiotherapy assistant. So, overall, the senior and elderly population is living longer, and a lot of Canadians want to enjoy that healthy lifestyle for as long as possible. So, occupational and physiotherapists and their assistants, often play a part in making this happen. So, occupational therapists, physiotherapists, and their assistants perform important work that helps people manage movement, mobility, and life skills issues resulting from injuries, disease, and other physical or mental conditions. It is a good vocational field to consider because occupational therapy and physiotherapy assisting are regarded as future career in demand. As the population ages, the need for such services is only expected to increase. So for this, you need a diploma, and on average, they make about $23 an hour. Software engineer or designer. So, software engineering and software design are some of the top technical careers in demand. 21,000 jobs are expected to be created between 2017 to 2026, and most of them will be due to new job creation. So, anticipated growth in the computer, telecommunications, and mobile technology sectors is expected to fuel the demand for software engineers and developers. Additionally, growth in sectors like machinery and equipment manufacturing could further drive the demand. So, when you think about it, all these machines that, like, let's say Honda or anything like that, like when they have an assembly line or like something like that where it's a robot that is assembling something, they need software engineer or designers to really tell that robot what to do. Same thing with, like, let's say website and stuff like that. So businesses that need websites, anything of that, general idea. Anyways, sorry. So the typical entry level education for this is a bachelor degree, and they make on average $43.27 an hour. Aerospace engineer. So along with the industry growth, jobs could also open due to workers retiring, being promoted, and moving on to other positions. So this is a really high paying career in demand. And as Canada's fleet of aircraft, as Canada's fleets of aircraft age and tighter environmental and security regulations come into place, it's expected that the demand for updated aircrafts will increase. As the brains behind the aerospace systems, vehicles, and their components, you could have responsibilities related to research, design, development, installation, testing, and maintenance of said aircrafts. So for this, you'll need a bachelor's degree and possibly a provincial or territorial licensing. They make on average $39.42 an hour. So industrial electrician, electricians who enjoy some of the best enjoy some of the best jobs in the skilled trades. So from 2017 to 2026, up to 1,200 industrial electrician jobs could go unfilled because of lack of qualified workers. And that's due to a combination of workers retiring, taking promotions, moving on to other positions, or even different careers. As mining, gas operations, and manufacturing become more automated, again, like I said, with computers and these robots doing more of our jobs, we need, like, obviously people who are going to be those electricians to keep those robots going, right? So these industries rely solely on industrial electricians that will make sure that these robots can keep going. You can prepare to take on the important job of installing, testing, and maintaining and repairing industrial machines and equipment. So for this, you'll need a completion of vocational training and apprenticeship program. Trade certificate may also be required, and they make on average an hourly wage of $33.19. Aircraft pilot. So from 2017 to 2026, up to 4,500 positions may not get filled due to a lack of skilled workers. Again, that estimate includes pilots as well as air traffic, marine, and railway controllers. Many pilots work for small, medium, and large commercial airlines, flying domestically and internationally. You could also choose to work as a helicopter pilot, and some people choose to become bush pilots, transporting people and delivering goods from Canada's most remote locations. So, aside from private and commercial airlines, there are also opportunities available in the adventure travel, mining, lodging, firefighting, and medical sectors. So, their typical entry level education is completion of pilot training, and you must also obtain appropriate pilot license. And they make on average 38.81 an hour. Pharmacists. As the aging population requires more pharmaceutical help to help them stay healthy, an increasing number of retail stores offer, and an increasing amount of number, sorry, and an increasing amount of retail stores offer pharmacy services and many on 24-hour basis. So the demand for qualified pharmacists in Canada is continuing to grow. Many workers in this field are set to retire in the coming years as well, so there's going to be a big demand. Pharmacists are drug experts who play a critical role in the patient education. They supervise the dispensing of medication and counsel patients on the use of each drug. This is a field with enormous potential in Canada over the next few years. So, for this, you'll need a bachelor's degree and registration with provincial and territorial regulatory authority. And on average, they make about $50.31 an hour. Psychologists. With more attention being paid to issues of mental health and wellness in all sectors of the population, psychologists will have one of the most in demand jobs in Canada over the next 5 years. You could offer counseling and therapy to people struggling with depression, anxiety, and other chronic neurological conditions. So you could also choose from a wide range of specialties, including child psychology, behavioral psychology, or cognitive psychology. And you'll need a master's or doctoral degree for this, and you'll make about $40 an hour. Steam fitter or pipe fitter. Factories and other industrial facilities update and retrofit their piping systems, start new industrial construction projects, and upgrade their sprinkler systems. These ongoing projects ensure steam fitting and pipe fitting can continue to be in demand jobs. It's difficult to find qualified workers right now. So ongoing uh, retirements of steam fitters and pipe fitters will add to the hiring difficulties already being experienced. So, as a steam fitter or pipe fitter, you can work with sprinkler systems and piping systems that carry all kinds of substances, including chemicals, fuels, steam, and water. So, your responsibilities would mostly be laying out, fabricating, assembling, maintaining, troubleshooting, and repairing a variety of systems. And for this, you'll need a completion of vocational training or an apprenticeship program, trade certificate, and a trade certification may also be required. And steam fitters or pipe fitters make on average about $36 an hour. Construction estimators. So although the record growth of recent years may slow down, new construction projects in Canada are expected to continue at a moderate rate. That means continued opportunities for cost estimators. So companies are recognizing the growing importance of having an effective cost control in place to manage their bottom line, and that's why cost construction estimators, like, that's what they help them do. So they're really in demand because these companies are seeing the benefit of having these cost estimators, especially now with the cost of supplies, like construction supplies. I mean, you'll see even at Home Depot a 2x4 is like a ridiculous amount of money. So you can imagine how important these cost estimators are nowadays, now more than ever, really. So, cost estimators assess the cost and prepare estimates and budgets for a variety of construction projects related to areas like architectural, electrical, mechanical, structural, and civil engineering. So, for this, you'll need a certificate or diploma from CIQS, which is the Canadian Institute of Quantity Surveyors. And sorry, a CIQS certification may also be required, sorry. And your median hourly wage would be 31.25. Okay, so vet tech or vet assistant. The animal healthcare workforce is a little bit younger than many others, so the median average age of a vet tech or a vet assistant is about 33 years old. So a lot of employment growth is really from new job creations, but people love their pets. So Canadians are willing to spend more money on them now more than ever before in order to ensure that they have a healthy and well cared for pet. So in 2018 alone, Canadians collectively spent more than $8.8 billion on their pets. So you can imagine this is a huge industry to be in. So to be a vet tech or vet assistant, you'll need diploma, registration with a national, provincial, or territorial association may also be required, and they make on average $18 an hour. Dispensing optician. So growing demand for optical products has directly resulted in an increased need for dispensing opticians. So the marketplace is very highly competitive. So it's important to have knowledgeable and friendly dispensing opticians who can help them attract and retain customers. So it's also anticipated that because of a growing aging population, the demand for eyewear will increase. So this is a good field to go into. You could work in eye care offices, clinics, and retail outlets while assisting clients with their prescription eyewear and contact lenses. Your duties may also include selecting, ordering, and fitting these products, as well as mounting these lenses onto frames. Cool, like little tidbit of information is that this job usually was performed by administrative assistants, but like in the past, but because they saw the need to like have these fitted properly, they have started hiring dispensing opticians. So to be a dispensing optician, you need a diploma and licensing from a provincial or territorial regulatory body, and they make on average $24 an hour. So speaking of administrative assistants, that's our next job actually. So COVID has led to a surge in work for several departments within companies. Health and safety, legal, HR, and accounting are just some of the departments that have been busier as a result of the crisis. Administrative assistants are needed to shoulder the burden in areas that are like that need more help. So, like general office support, answering and redirecting calls, data entry, assisting with accounting, and a variety of other clerical tasks. So, for this, you'll need a completion of a 1 to 2 year college or other program for administrative assistant or secretaries, or you could use your previous clerical experience, and they make on average 22.56 an hour. Customer service representatives. While many people are working less, customer service reps have been working harder than ever. Right now, the need for customer service reps is enormous. The quality of customer service can have a lasting impact on business. So nowadays, people are really wanting to talk to other people. They want to, you don't want to call somewhere and then get a robot or an automated voice message, or, like sometimes you have to like say your card number and then it doesn't register it properly. So a lot of people are choosing to do business with companies that have customer service representatives instead of having just that automated robot voice. It's just not personal. It's not like as friendly. So it's just, even just me personally, I would rather speak to another person than speak to a robot, obviously. So on average, they make about $18.27 an hour, and you'll need a completion of secondary school. Is like that's what usually is required, but some businesses will require a completion of college or other post-secondary programs, and also experience is also great. Sales associate. So if you have a knack for sales, 2021 might be your year. Through e-commerce, sales have soared in popularity. But for those who prefer to shop in stores, sales associates are an interpersonal connection for customers with an invaluable product knowledge. So if you're conversational and outgoing, you'll have a choice of employers, particularly in essential sectors. So, like, so many businesses are hiring sales associates for their essential business. Either it's like you now, with all the protocols and stuff, we need more people to do screening, we need more people to do cash registers, because now our lineups are getting longer because it's 6 feet apart or only certain stores are open. So those sales associates are super, super in demand. General laborer. So, general laborers are important because they can cover jobs in manufacturing, logistics, construction, assembly line work, and packaging, just to name a few. So, there are many opportunities to land a job as general laborer, as there are more openings than there are more usually more openings than employers can fill. So if you're open to contract positions and variety in your everyday workload, there's no shortage of work to be found. So typical entry level education is some secondary school education, and they make on average $15 an hour, but that can go up like drastically. HR managers. While businesses continue to make difficult decisions to stay afloat, HR managers have been a go to. So, HR managers are trusted advisors who can develop critical HR policies during the crisis and beyond, such as remote work policies, ensuring health and safety for staff, keeping up with employee morale, redeploying or hiring new staff, and coordinating training to help said new staff. As we transition into a new world of work, if you're an HR manager who is agile and collaborative across departments, you're in demand. So, a bachelor's degree in a field related to personal management, such as business administration, industrial relations, commerce, or psychology, or completion of professional development program in personal administration is usually required. Some actually ask for several years of experience as a personnel officer or human resource specialist as well, but on average they make about 47.69 an hour. So that is all for me today. These were the top 21 opportunities for 2021 and beyond. So please keep in mind that these may be, these are just the tip of the iceberg. These are just the sectors that are really in demand. So I just want to really take a moment and thank you for attending this webinar. Like I said, although these might only be the top 21 most in demand jobs and for 2021 and beyond, there are many more great opportunities out there. You might feel discouraged at time that times have changed, but this just means that new opportunities have just been created. So please keep in mind that we are an employment center, meaning that we are here to help you in your next step in your career and professional life. Please feel free to get in contact with us should you have any questions or simply would like some more information on how we can help achieve your career goals. So you can reach us by phone at 705-549-5227 or by email at cre@lacle.ca, which is lacle.ca. There's also our website listed for more information on our employment center and just Leclerc in general. We have many great programs, great opportunities, stuff like that. So definitely check us out. So yeah, I just again want to thank you for your time, and I hope everyone has an amazing day. Thank you.